Hi, my name is Alicia Govin. I'm an intern here at the Center for Sexual Pleasure and Health. Today I'm going to be talking with you about anal play. This is one area that we get so many questions on, ranging from, hey, I'm kind of interested in this. How should I go about engaging in anal play? I've been engaging in anal play and it kind of hurts. What am I doing wrong? To why the heck would anyone want to engage in any kind of anal play? So we get a vast array of questions. And I'm going to try to touch upon all three of them today. So, first off, why anal play? One, everyone has an anus. Anyone can engage in anal play if they choose and consent to. Second, a lot of folks find anal sex pleasurable because the anus has so many tiny blood vessels and nerve endings. This can cause for a really pleasurable experience for all types of folks. One important thing that I would like to make clear from the get-go is that anyone, anybody, any gender, sexual orientation, anyone can enjoy anal play. So with that in mind, let's get started. So there are three key things to anal play: relaxation, feedback, and lube. So before we delve into that a bit further, we're going to just go over some basic anatomy. There are two muscles in the anal canal. So there's the external sphincter and the internal sphincter. The external sphincter is under more conscious control, whereas the internal sphincter is kind of the muscle that makes sure that you don't poop when you don't want to. Basically, that's its function. In order for anal penetration to be successful, you need to teach both of these muscles to relax. So anal play may take some time. It's recommended that folks experiment and explore on their own before engaging a partner. If you want to explore with a partner, that's okay too. But it's very important that you start slow. So whether you're by yourself or with a partner, don't push yourself more than you're comfortable. These sensations that you're going to be feeling and the emotions that are going to be evoked while you're experimenting are going to be new, and some of them may be strange, some may be scary, some may be uncomfortable. What types of emotions are being evoked? Like, why am I enjoying this? Acknowledge what you're feeling, both physically and emotionally. And so if at any point anal play feels physically or emotionally painful, you should just stop what you're doing, evaluate what's going on. Why is this painful? Is there physical pain because I haven't used enough lubricant, because I'm too tense, because I don't feel comfortable with my partner? Either way, you should hold off continuing your behavior until you've thought of solutions or reasons why you are feeling the way you are feeling and are going to rectify this experience. So before you get started either playing with a partner or playing with yourself, it's important that you're relaxed. You won't get anywhere if you are not relaxed. If this means taking a nice relaxing shower, a nice relaxing bath, or whatever you find relaxing, that's one key to a successful exploration of the anus. Anal play is an area that carries a lot of stigma, which can cause some conflicting emotions for a lot of folks. A way to maybe ease into it is to practice anal massage before delving into penetration. And that's kind of a general recommendation for anyone. Even if you are like, yeah, let's do this. Your body needs to kind of get used to the sensations that it's feeling. Starting slow ensures that one, the feelings that you're feeling are more strange rather than painful. And it also just allows you to emotionally process how you're feeling and pay attention to how you're both emotionally reacting and feeling and how you're physically reacting and feeling. A lot of the readings that I've encountered have suggested that both partners experiment together. So what this means is that while there may be one intended giver and receiver, both partners should experience the sensations that the receiver is going to be feeling. So whether this means both engaging in anal massage, that's a good way of knowing oh, okay, so these are the types of sensations that happen. And so if at any point the receiver feels uncomfortable, whether this is emotionally or physically, it's important that they communicate this to their partner and that they don't continue until they feel more comfortable. Another very important thing to keep in mind when engaging in any kind of anal play is to never use anything that can make the anus lose its sensation or can make you less capable of experiencing certain sensations. So for instance, don't try anal sex while you're under the influence of any kind of narcotic or alcohol or anything, because you want to have your sense about you so that if your body is experiencing pain, you know when to stop. Same thing with using things such as anal ease. You want to be able to experience what is going on with your body. That way, you know, you don't hurt yourself. Pain is the body's way of telling you to stop doing what it is you're doing. So there's a couple of reasons that anal play can be painful, especially when it comes to penetration. Unlike the vagina, the anus does not stretch or self-lubricate. So if you're not using lube, chances are you could tear your anus, and that can cause a whole vast array of complications such as bleeding, and that could increase your risk of infection. Speaking of infection, another thing to keep in mind is that fluids deposited in the rectum are more readily absorbed into the body than fluids deposited in the vagina. What that means is that if you're not in a fluid-bound relationship with a partner, that you should probably use a condom. A condom also has a couple other benefits. Because we are talking about anal sex, you're probably going to encounter some feces. It's not recommended that you use a ribbed or studded condom just because the anus already has a lot of friction, and you don't need that extra resistance. You should never go from anal sex to vaginal sex. When switching from anal sex to vaginal sex, always change the condoms and wash the penis with soap and water. The same goes for if you're engaging in anal massage with your fingers and you want to also stimulate the clitoris. You shouldn't use the same hand just because that's a great way of transmitting infection, and that's not fun for anyone. If you are in a fluid-bound relationship, penis owners are at less chance of getting any urinary infections just because the urethra is so long. So it's recommended that the penetrating partner urinates after sex. Yes, bacteria can travel up the urethra, but it's not nearly to the extent that happens with vagina owners, since the urethra is so much shorter. But if you're really concerned about it, you can always just use a condom. In terms of anal massage, gloves are another great way of keeping your hands clean, I guess, if you don't want to interact with any fecal matter. When engaging in penetrative sex, the receiving partner should essentially back up onto the penetrating partner rather than having the partner penetrate forward. This allows the receiver to be in control. Regardless of what you're inserting, whether this be a toy or a penis that is attached to a person, it is very important that you don't thrust straight in, because that will result in you hitting the walls of the rectum. The anus is curved, and so you should angle slightly and aim for the receiver's navel. So rather than going straight, you're kind of going almost at like a 45-degree angle. And once inside, do not start thrusting. You should always just be going slowly in and slowly out. Always add more lube whenever you pull out. With sex toys, make sure that the object that is being inserted has a flange. A flange means that the base of the object is wider than the widest point of the toy. There is an entire book called Stuck Up that is dedicated to things that people have put in their anus and have had to be surgically removed. So you want to avoid that at all costs. So if you're interested in learning more about anal play, some books that we would recommend are The Ultimate Guide to Anal Sex for Women by Tristan, The Ultimate Guide to Anal Sex for Men by Bill Brent. Then we have Anal Pleasure and Health, A Guide for Men and Women by Jack Morin. This is a phenomenal book that delves into the emotional component of anal play. If you want something more discreet, like if you don't want a book that just like screams anal sex on your shelf, The Guide to Getting It On encompasses all areas of sexuality. Paul, who is the author of this book, he cites both Jack and Tristan, and it's a really great, fun read. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day and see you next Tuesday.